Okay, I am little right now. People all over the globe, everyone is kind of engulfed. Everyone is engulfed means they are busy in India-Pakistan war. Okay, I have little different kind of topic. What makes a system stable? What makes a system stable? If I am making a system, then what makes the system stable? Okay, what are you talking about? There is a system called Earth and Moon. Altogether, there is a system. There is a system called Mars, Mars, Phobos, and Deimos. Okay, there is a system like that. If I talk about Jupiter, then Jupiter has 92 satellites. In that, four are very big, all with 92 satellites, and Jupiter. Altogether, it make a system. If I talk about solar system, they along with nine planets and so many satellites of the planet, and then so many asteroids and so many comets, and like that, solar along with sun makes a solar system. If I talk about the galaxy Milky Way, then Sagittarius A is a big black hole that is at the center, and all around it there are stars. Okay, then it makes a galaxy. There is a Andromeda galaxy. That is, I believe, I don't know, M31 or something like that. That is, I believe, nearest to the Milky Way galaxy. It can be seen through the eye, but it will look like a star only. That's it. It won't look like a galaxy. Okay, Andromeda galaxy. It looks in the north side, I believe, near to the polar. Please watch our video. We have Andromeda galaxy. How you can like locate, but that is Andromeda galaxy. Anyway, now how a system is stable, how Earth is stable. What I am trying to see is there is something called 99.5% principle. 99.5% principle means the if I am trying to make a system stable, then there will be a something called mediator. There will be something called on which system is hanging upon. A system is weighted upon. There will be one entity on which system will a kind of it will give the full weight upon. Okay, then that part. Okay, if there are many entity in a system, on one part of the system, one entity, if there are x number entity in the system, there will be one entity on which full pressure will be given. It will take the control of the full system. That entity should be 99.5% more percent of the all the sizes of all the entity. Okay, what I'm trying to say is I am considering a system which has n items. N item. Out of n item, one item is taking the weight of it is taking the responsibility to make the system stable. If in that case, that item, other than that item, there are n minus 1 items in the system. All n minus 1 items weight altogether should be less than 99.5% of the item which is carrying the responsibility of the system. Not only weight, size also. If I add all n minus 1 item size, that size should be less than 99.5% size of the entity upon which the system is sustaining. Okay, what are you talking about? If I'm talking about Earth and Moon they make a system, and Moon is kind of it is kind of loaded upon the Earth. Earth take its Moon's responsibility on its shoulder. If that is the case, then Earth mass should be around more than 99.5% mass of the Moon, and Earth size should be more than 99.5% of the Moon size. Then only it will be stable. Anyway, Venus does not have any moon, and Mercury they does not have any moon. Means they are giving weight on the sun itself, full fledged. Means they are hanging on the sun itself. Whereas I'm sorry, Venus and Mercury. Mars has two satellites, Phobos and Deimos. Okay, if that means that Phobos and Deimos altogether their mass should be less than 99.5% of the they should be less than 0.5% mass of the Mars. Means Mars should be more than 99.5% mass of the two satellites, then only their system will be stable. If I talk about Jupiter, then same thing. All satellite mass combination should be less than 0.5% mass of the Jupiter, or their sizes. If I calculate their volume is meter per meter cube, kilometer cube, whatever it should be 99.5% lesser. All the summation of all the satellites of the Jupiter should be less than 99.5% volume of the Jupiter. Same for Saturn and other. This is called stability model, but there is no proof of it. I have not read it into the book, but this is a very peculiar thing I am finding in the solar system. And if I talk about sun, then sun mass should be more than 99.5% of all the mass, Earth, Moon, Jupiter, whatever. Sun volume should be in that matter. If this principle holds true, then it will help scientists or people to find the mass of the universe and volume of the universe or biggest heavenly body. Now, in that sense, the black hole of the Milky Way, that is Sagittarius A, the mass of the Sagittarius A should be all the star mass along with their planet and satellite more than 99.5 and volume also. Then only Milky Way will be stable. I'm not talking about the full size of the solar system. Solar system is very big. If I just talk about Pluto, solar system is bigger than Pluto. Then Pluto to Sun distance is 3.7 billion kilometer. 3.7 billion kilometer. Whereas Earth diameter is 1.3 million kilometer. Far difference is there. Sun diameter is 1.3 million kilometer. Earth diameter is 12,000 kilometer. Earth diameter is 12,000 kilometer, whereas Moon is at distance around 0.35 million kilometer. Means distance is far, but distance and everything can be controlled when volume difference between the item that is taking the load of full system is 99.5% to the total volume of the all the masses, and size also more than 99.5% of the volume is size. Weight also their weight should be 99.5% more or more than the all the weight of the all the entity in the system. Anyway, this is what is practical. Okay, this would give a big hint toward the universe. I have some data. What is actually in the solar system and this kind of scenario? Okay, so if I talk about the data, then in this data, I have 99.5% formula. This is my creativity. So 99.5% formula. So Moon and Earth, Moon is 15% of the Earth, means 15% of the Earth. Okay, but it should be 0.5% of the Earth as per the calculation. But this is how it is. Weight of the Moon is 15% of the Earth, whereas volume of the Earth is 64 times than Moon. It should be 99.5 times than Moon. The Earth volume is 64 times the Earth volume is 64 times than Moon, and Moon weight is 15% of the Earth. Someone can calculate how many times it will be. Okay, but 15% weight wise it is 15%. It should be less than 0.5%. Anyway, what about Mars and Phobos and Deimos? Phobos is bigger than Deimos, so I'll take Phobos only because that will be very insignificant. Mars is 6 into 10 to the power 8 times more weight, carries more weight than Phobos. So our formula works here. Means Mars is 99.5% 5 times 5 times more than weight of the Phobos. That is true. Not it is 99.5 times more. It is 10 to the power 8 times more than Phobos. And in the size, Mars radius or diameter is 250 times more than Phobos. Means it will go much beyond our 99.5% formula. So Mars keep the Phobos or Deimos have very nicely. Means Mars weight is much far away and size is far away than 99.5% formula that we are giving. If we talk about uh, Jupiter, Jupiter, then Jupiter is 10 into 10 to the power 5 times 10 to the power 5. 10 to the power 2 is 100. 10 to the power 3 is 1000. 1 lakh time or 100,000 times more weighted than weight of all the satellites of the Jupiter. I mean, Jupiter is very big in the weight. Jupiter radius is 30 times more than the largest radius of the Jupiter diameter is 30 times more than the largest diameter of the largest satellite of the Jupiter. Means Jupiter volume is 30 into 30 into 30 times more than Jupiter size. Volume is 30 into 30, 3 times, 3 multiplication more than its satellite. Means Jupiter not even 0.1% size of the Jupiter altogether satellite make, not even weight also. Jupiter is far more than 99.5% size and volume than its satellite. Anyway, what are the Jupiter satellite are Ganymede, Callisto, Io and Europa. Okay, these are the satellites of the Jupiter. Now, if I take about the Sun and our planet, then Sun's mass is 99.86 times more than mass of all the entity in the solar system. Earth, Moon, Jupiter, Saturn, everything. If I add all together and weight of the Sun, then it is 99.86 times than these heavenly bodies. If I talk about the volume of the Sun, how big the Sun is, then it is 10,000 times of the Jupiter. If I take only Jupiter and everything will come in under Jupiter. Jupiter is 10,000. Jupiter is 1,000. Jupiter is 10 times bigger than Earth. 10 into 10, 100. Then Jupiter is 10 1,000 bigger than Earth. I'm sorry, Sun is 1,000 bigger than Jupiter, not 10,000. Sun volume is 1,000 bigger than Jupiter. Okay, means Sun, if I talk about the volume of the Sun, weight is 99.86 of combination of all the planet and satellite. If I see the volume, then in 0.1% everything will come. Sun is that big. Okay, that makes solar system stable. If I see the Sagittarius and Sun, Sagittarius A and Sun is considered as optimal size star in the Milky Way. Then their weight is 4.3 into 10 to the power 6 times. Sagittarius A weight of the Milky Way is 4 into 3, 4.3 into 10 to the power 6, much bigger than 99.5 formula. And size volume of the Sagittarius is 27 into 10 to the power 3. 30, I believe it is 30 times bigger than the Sun. Means the Sagittarius volume and weight is much higher to Sun 99.5 formula. Means Sagittarius is very big if I add all the heavenly bodies in the Milky Way. Means our principle looks working, that if any system need to be stable and in that system there are many items or entity, the entity upon which the system is based upon, that entity should be more. If I add all the entities, then that particular entity, the central entity, should be in mass more than 99.5 times more than all the mass and volume also in same fashion. Okay, now I have full data actually. Earth is 12,700 56 kilometer diameter, where Moon is 3,474 kilometer diameter. Mars is 7,779 kilometer diameter, where Phobos is 22 kilometer diameter. Okay, in that sense, uh, if I say the sun is 1.3927 million kilometer diameter, 100 times more than 100 times more than Earth diameter. One lakh Earth will go inside the 1 lakh means 100,000 Earth will go inside the 100 times 100 into 100 is 10,000 into 100. 1 million Earth will go inside Sun. Okay, now in that sense, Jupiter is 1.98 into 10 to the power 27 kilogram in the weight. Jupiter is 142,000 kilometer in diameter, 142,000 kilometer. Whereas their satellites, they range from 3,643 kilometer to 5,262 kilometer in diameter. Means maximum they are 5,262 kilometer in diameter, where Jupiter diameter is 142,984 kilometer, much 30 times bigger to their satellite diameter. Anyway, Sagittarius weight, okay, I believe that is done. I don't have other data. Anyway, these are okay. Is it what the only thing that I'm talking about? If you see the Milky Way, then there is a electromagnetic radiation. Milky Way is not a kind of a gas gas star like Sun is a gas star where hydrogen is converting into helium through fusion reaction. Okay, and it is liberating tons and tons of energy in mgt or something like that, whereas the Sagittarius, a black hole, it does not have any hydrogen converting into helium. It is more or less very powerful electromagnetic radiation. Means, if I say, then Sagittarius practically it is very small. The density of the Sagittarius is a black hole, a star that became very small. It is also called dwarf star. Dwarf star means a star. It collapsed in its own gravity and it became very small. So Sagittarius is very small, probably in some centimeter or some kilometer only. That's it. But its electromagnetic effect is so high that it make believe that it is that big and that weight is there. But actually, weight and size comes through its power only, energy, not the actual weight. Okay, because it is a collapsed star. It is not the full-fledged star whose fuel is completely burnt out. In that sense, star starts collapsing and become very whole. It is called black hole. It is completely dark, and any electromagnetic radiation, light or whatever it passes through in the some area, some volume, it attracts. Then only people consider that it is that big. What I am trying to say here is that in universe is mysterious. Means from the stone made planet, planet itself starts from the stone and then it goes to gas planet, then it goes to gas star like sun, but gas of the sun and gas of the Jupiter are different. Then we go to electromagnetic kind of scenario. Means this way the kind of universe is growing, and this is how it is capable to make the system stable. 99.5% formula, only earth and moon they are breaking this system. Means they are around 66%, 64%, not 99.5%. But there would be some high class reason for it. Anyway, I'm 100% hopeful that this explanation will help in understanding the complete universe.